Yes, everyone, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and we are here to bring you the pre-match pump-up for the big game today as Tottenham take on one of their fiercest rivals from across London. I would say welcome usually, but we don't welcome them today. Chelsea to Champagne Lane. Now, bit of early team news. I have seen early reports suggesting that Richarlison is benched. So who starts today? Brennan Johnson or Brian Gil-Messi? Also, Tottenham Hotspur put up a video of the players walking out onto the pitch. I did see Destiny Udogie, and I did not see Ben Davies. Is that telling? But we'll discuss that in just a few moments' time. Let's go around the houses and see how everybody is. Paul, you pumped up for today's game?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I want to go back top of the table, man. Top of the table, looking down on the nation. And the only explanation I can find is the football that we found ever since Big Inch came around. Postecoglou's put us top of the world.
As you can tell, everybody, Paul is absolutely pumped and raring to go, just like we all are. I think, the closer the game gets, the less nervous I am getting. Jacob, how are you keeping, sir?
I am doing well. Good morning from El Paso, Texas. How is everybody doing? I'm absolutely buzzing for this game, honestly. Pochettino returning to the lane. It feels like more than a match today. We got the match, but we've got the emotions of the match, and obviously the inner workings of what's going on at left back, what's going on in left wing, and there's questions with us, there's questions with them. I think it's one of these. I've been looking forward to it. I think there's been some not so competitive matches of football this weekend. What a great way to end the weekend with us. Hopefully it can be what I'm expecting it to be, which is a lot of fireworks.
I really do hope so, my man. I really do hope so. It's a big game tonight. But look, I do want to kick it off. I don't want to see, Pochettino getting adulation before the game. I do want it to be an absolute hostile atmosphere. I want to beat this Chelsea team a bit like what we did with Arsenal on the Champions League run in. We bet them before they even took the pitch, and hopefully we can use that atmosphere today to maybe intimidate that Chelsea team and sort of get the same result for it. Gary Neville famously said, them Tottenham fans brutalised that Arsenal team for 60 minutes, and I want to see the exact same happen again tonight. Paul, how do we create that atmosphere?
I think, you know what? I reckon the fans are starting to believe. And when you start to believe, it's quite dangerous for the opposition because the fans know as soon as we go in front, we're back up the top. We ain't going to want to slip down from there. And I think that we're just going to drown Chelsea out. They're going to be leaving. They're going to be leaving at half time, going and play with some plasticine or finger painting or whatever they do. I just don't think Chelsea have got hope tonight. I think White Hart Lane is going to be absolutely rocked and pumping, and it's going to shake them to their core.
Yeah, I really do hope so. I mean, Jacob, do you want to see this song being sang, the famous Ange song?
I want to hear that. I want to hear a new one. I want to hear everything. The only thing I don't want to hear is the only song that I will not even utter the words on this beautiful stream. So for me, I need to hear all the songs. I need the fans to get behind Ainge and the boys for 90 plus minutes because honestly, that we are the 12th man. I saw Rich in the chat said he was at the match tonight. So look, y'all gotta be loud, y'all gotta be proud. I'm not gonna tell anyone how they should or shouldn't approach the Pochettino situation because everybody's relationship with Pochettino is different, and I think people need to understand that. So individually, people will treat the moment differently. But for me, all I can say is get behind the lads, and everyone can get behind that message. So sing the song, sing it loud and proud tonight.
For sure. Jacob may not tell you how to act, but I'm certainly going to tell you, make sure you show your appreciation after we're 4-0 up after 60 minutes or at the end of the game. For the 90 minutes, it is war, and it's all about Chelsea rather than Pochettino. Ashmatic, welcome, my man. How are things, and what sort of reception do you think Pochettino will receive?
Apologies for my lateness. Big up to the panel.
Lateness is greatness, Ash.
In the comments as well, and the silent listeners as well. I hear you as well. Don't worry, I see you too. I'm one of them. Basically, in the stadium, we need to make a fortress. Remember, Chelsea have young boys, so I need them to be intimidated, and especially if their heads drop. I've seen it this season already. So if we can get their heads to drop from early, then the more the game goes on, the more things ain't going their way. we're going to see an upturn in our team. We've got the stamina, we've got the energy, we've got the one game a week. They had a game midweek as well that they had to get through. So they're slightly tired. With Poch teams, I feel like they go hard in the first 45 minutes, first 60 minutes. They go ha, 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 ha. A bit like Tyson. If you just get past that right hook, that left hook, and you stay within range, then you can give them the killer punch, the killer knockout. And I think that's what it is. I think we've got the energy. I think we've got more legs than them. I think we've got more quality than them. I think we're a better team. Like 11v11, I think we're better. But all it is I think with fans, and myself included, we're just scared of the name. Because we've had such bad previous with them, it's kind of hard to shake it off when it comes to these occasions. So as it gets closer, there's a little bit of nervousness that sets in. But if you actually deep it, you look at 11v11, then we should be very excited for what's about to happen and be proud as well for what we've done so far this season, in my opinion.
Guampa?
So I was just going to say, I don't really have this history of Chelsea, because when I used to go and see Spurs, there were many years that I can't remember playing Chelsea because we didn't, because they were in Division 2. So, that's how I remember Chelsea. Rubbish.
Look, what I will say is, especially since maybe the Abramovich era, that's definitely maybe been there. But, they're not in that era anymore. They're in the Todd Bowley era. There's a lot sort of going on at Chelsea that ain't right. And now it's time for us to capitalise on it and propel ourselves and do to Chelsea what they've done to us for the last, decade, the last 15 years. Let's start, changing that mentality. This is what Ange Postecoglou is here to do. This is what he's done so far. Today is another chance to be able to change the tide of some of these fixtures that have been heavily one-sided over the last few years. We done it last year, despite how poor we were last year. We smacked them up at home. Today's another opportunity to do that. And then hopefully we can get them turning up here with the mindset of, do you know what? I know it's a London derby, but I don't fancy going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A, it's hostile and the fans absolutely hate us. And B, I'm used to going there and getting bet. That's exactly what I want from them. That's the way I want them to turn up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in future, and hopefully that can happen. But today is a massive opportunity for us to really, start a new trend, set the example for that, and hopefully we can do that today.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I don't know if you saw those quotes from a young man. I know he wasn't there last season when it happened, but Levi Colwill adding a little spicy peppers, I think, to the dish that we're serving up tonight. Because honestly, I feel like for us, it's an emotional game, so that puts a little extra percentage. For Pochettino, it's going to be an emotional game, so I was going to give him the extra percentage. But what's going to set us apart is, I think, look, somebody speaking out of their own character, maybe out their own depth. Levi Colwill saying, I can't remember a time when Tottenham's ever beaten Chelsea. And you know what? I think he needs a good reminding of what happened last year. Chelsea need a whole... That's what I'm saying. He was at Brighton's. He was at Brighton, so he must not have found out. But look, he needs to find out this year is what I'm saying. But I hope that can be an extra time. But does anyone here think that could be something? You think the players hear that first and foremost? Because a player saying, I don't think that this club is there. And I'll be sitting there in the locker room like, excuse me? If I'm Christian Romero, I'm gonna see you when I see you on a set piece.
Do you know what? I think it definitely adds fuel to the fire, and I think it'll definitely, spur the boys on. I think it's a big rookie mistake from Levi Colwill. I think Pochettino done his best over the weekend to try and soften Spurs fans, speaking about how much he loves Tottenham, the good relationship. But, I think Pochettino will be thinking that's a bit of an own goal by Levi Colwill. And hopefully we serve him up a good hiding tonight, one that he remembers for quite some time. In fact, one that maybe throws him off his game. But look, like I said, this is our opportunity to do that. It's a young, naive Chelsea squad. Pochettino's already played, I think, 10 players under the age of 21 due to injuries and stuff like that. So there's a massive opportunity for us to, change the tide over this and not be scared of Chelsea anymore. I think the biggest difference is when I listen to maybe a lot of players who do podcasts and speak about Tottenham, yes, they love their time here, but, I think it was a bit of a good time sort of boys club, where people come here, have a good time, enjoy their football and move on to pastures new if they want to go on and be successful. But I do think, it's our time, to change that. And I think Postecoglou is slowly changing that. No longer are you coming to Tottenham to be, have a good time and play your football, enjoy yourself. You're either coming here to win or you're out the door. And hopefully this mindset, is set in tonight for tonight's game, and it's another chance to prove that. Where are you at with that, Paul?
Yeah, well, I think it's a different Spurs at the moment, isn't it? It's a different Spurs, and Ange isn't mucking around. Ange didn't come to Tottenham Hotspur to finish second or third or fourth or top four or anything like that. He came to take out the title. That's what he's been doing for 25 years, and I don't see any sign of that changing at the moment. Chelsea, 13th in the table. When have we ever been scared of playing someone who's 13th of the table? They're 14 points behind us. I just don't see a threat here. I get people, have different emotions towards Poch, and I don't know what sort of reception. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer to it. I don't have any moral, you shouldn't boo him or you should clap him, whatever. I don't know. I just think it's going to be too much for Chelsea. They've shown no sign this year of being any good. Whereas every game I've seen Spurs play, I've been smiling my head off. I think I want to see us carry on from where we left off at Crystal Palace. Intense pressure in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe this is the game where some of those chances will go in. But failing that, a team goal like we scored against Crystal Palace, that was pure Tottenham. We're only going to get better. We haven't even peaked yet. We haven't even got going. Chelsea, maybe they'll get going. When's that going to happen?
Well, we have a real good opportunity, to make sure that doesn't happen this season. I think this game will sort of define both teams' season. I think if Chelsea win it, it's a galvanizing victory and they could come good. I think if we win it, it puts us in a title race for sure. Just quickly before we go down and get Ashmatic's thoughts on it all. I see a lot of Korean fans saying they're waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the chat. Absolutely fair play to you guys. Massive, massive respect to the dedication and everyone else. I know it's not exactly, it's a very early where Paul is as well. So all the Australians, New Zealanders, all them people up at that side of the world, big yourselves up and great dedication. But Ashmatic, what's your thoughts on it all, brother?
It's crazy because our front three haven't clicked yet. Just let that sink in for a second. Let that just kind of marinate for a second, because we get any sort of front three just firing all together at different times. I am scared for the rest of the league. I'll be serious. And I've got a lot of hope in Brennan Johnson. I think he will help Kulu massively. And he could be the missing piece that Spurs are looking out for, because that threatening pace, we saw what happened as soon as he came on against Palace, what type of problem he was and what type of questions he was asking. It wasn't even just the pace. It was just the assertiveness. It was the forward thinking, the quickness of thought that kind of caught their defense off guard. That's what I'm looking from the start of the game this time. And I think with Palace, we were kind of struggling at times to kind of break them down. But maybe because we didn't have that same type of outlet on the left where we could ask different sorts of questions, if that makes sense. So yeah. I'm very much looking forward to see what happens if Brennan does actually start. I'm not mad if he does come on, because then it's another question that we're going to have to ask Chelsea. Is another problem. So it's a win-win for me at the same time. With Chelsea, I would say their threat is probably Sterling. Sterling looks quite fretful, but this season he hasn't really done it for me. He hasn't really been, apart from that Burnley game, I can't really say it. He's been the old Sterling that I'm used to seeing. But Mudryk, we haven't really seen Mudryk yet. I know he's got a lot of pace to burn, but and then you look at Cole Palmer. I think he's the only one creativity-wise. Maybe Enzo Fernandez, maybe, but apart from that, I think we should beat this team. There's no reason. If we don't beat this team, I think the boys will be disappointed. I think the boys will be disappointed. Do you know what I mean? Because also we're at home, so that's why I'm a bit more confident. And like we said last season, we beat them 2-0, but albeit a different Chelsea side. But when you're at home, you're expected to be on the front foot. You're expected to kind of assert yourself, and that middle pressure that everyone's talking about. I honestly think that this time, I know we normally do the inverted fullbacks, but I would like to see a lot more width this game, because I know Chelsea like to press and they like to stay central a lot of the times and try to win those balls back there. So it would be nice if we can go a bit more direct, a bit more wider at times, and just answer not just always central. Because I know we had the players to do it, and I think Udogie is also key, because him coming back, we saw what Ben Davies offered, not very much. We saw what Emerson Royal did, which was a little bit more because he was a lot more confident, but with Udogie, he's always on a half turn. He's good at dribbling, you know, he's a threat in behind, so he can mix things up. He can help our team in different ways that maybe Emerson Royal can't do offensively. So in my opinion, if we have him back and we've got Brennan on the front foot and starting off, then I'm quite excited. I'm quite positive for this game.
Well, our reports are out of the bag. Asthmatic Brennan Johnson comes in for Richarlison. The official lineups will be out in 7 minutes' time, but they are saying Brennan Johnson in for Richarlison and Udogie does start, which is absolutely huge, which is exactly what Foggy Foam is saying here. He's getting me absolutely hyped up. First of all, great to see you, Foggy Foam. Hope you are keeping well, my man. And I think, personally, this is a game changer. This is the one area I was very, very nervous about the left-hand side in general, because Ben Davies just ain't good enough. Whether we like him or whether people like him or not, he's not good enough to be at Tottenham Hotspur. Van de Ven had to cover him the whole time. He didn't offer anything going on the ball. Udogie, he doesn't need help defensively. He can defend on his own. Not a lot gets by him. But also, going forward, you have seen the reels, the clips of him, how good he is on the ball, getting on the ball, driving at people. So it's absolutely huge to have him come back, especially defense-wise. Having that unit, I do think we should keep a clean sheet today. But also, Brennan Johnson coming in on the left, I mean, I think it's the right decision. With Richarlison, I really like the guy, but technically, I just don't think he's good enough for us to start today, because I think when we pass on the ball, Pochettino will urge a pressure on him to put him under pressure so that they can get the ball back. Whereas I think you bring in Brennan Johnson, he's a bit better on the ball, in my opinion, technically better. And, I think to Ashmatic's point, hopefully tonight now, we will see that front three maybe finally sort of click and come together. I think that left-hand side, we haven't been able to get it right because we've carried a lot of injuries. Perisic, Solomon, Brian Hill was out injured. Johnson picked up an injury. So we have had to use Richarlison. And he's filled in. He's done a job. He's got a few assists. But we need to be better. Paul, how great is it to have Udogie back? And what's your thoughts on Johnson starting?
Oh, I'm excited to see Johnson because he looked lively. Look, I think Richarlison's been improving every game. But Johnson, had that extra little dimension when he came on last week. And as for Udogie coming on, well, look, I thought Royale did a perfectly, decent job. But Udogie is something else, So we know that Chelsea ain't going to be using anything on their right-hand side because they ain't going to get past that guy. He can just take the ball off anyone. So, man, I mean, that's... I thought we were going to win anyway, but, when we get to predictions time, I might have to get a bit more silly about it, Dave,
It definitely gives me that vibe for sure, Paul. It's getting me giddy now, Any bit of nerves I did maybe have towards the game is definitely gone, because I think the two changes that needed to happen to today's lineup, it has happened there, Jacob.
So are we operating under the assumption these leaked information is legitimate? Because if we are, I'm ready to jump in the pool. It doesn't matter now because it's time. Because honestly, in the weekly, well, I guess 10 days leading up to this match since our last match, content creators have really been talking about where we could see our success and where Chelsea could potentially see their success versus us. And obviously, Ben Davies, Emerson Royale, whoever you want to put out there, that name is not start with Destiny. At the end of the day, I just think that would be the first area that I would attack as an opposing manager. So Cole Palmer, being the young budding talent that he is in this league for them, he's being quite a young leader. I don't know if anyone's seen for Chelsea. He has taken the leadership role for them when they've had penalties. I know Paul's yawning, but whenever they've had penalties, he's taken the ball from Raheem Sterling, who is a seasoned Premier League champion. You know what I mean? He takes the ball from him and he says, no, this is my penalty. So my point saying that is I was a little concerned this week, 10 days, because I felt like Cole Palmer down the right, our left, could see some success versus, especially if it's Ben Davies. But, I prefer Emerson Royale if we don't have Destiny out there because that's just what we got. We obviously need someone to fill in that left back position. We need a backup left back in January, I think, is one of the positions we have to think about. But obviously for today, the news of Destiny starting is I mean, that's as good a news as starting to seeing James Madison walking without any limp or without that's just great news all around, because I had thought he only trained 1 or 2 times this week, so I wasn't really expecting him to start. I thought maybe he'd be on the bench was my expectation, and Emerson Royale will get the start, and then we bring him back and slowly kind of reintegrate him. But hey, if he's back, he's ready to start. My only fear is I hope we're not doing what we did in the past with our physio room and say, oh yeah, this player is good to go today whenever he's maybe 75%, and now we're risking destiny long term because we want to just push him out there in a hurry for the big derby match. I would prefer. I think the drop off from Destiny to Emerson Royale, while it may be steep defensively, and offensively, let's have it right. While that drop off is steep, I would rather have Destiny for 30 more matches and him miss the next couple than him get hurt and re-aggravate whatever it is that kept him out of the last match. That's just me personally. But hey, I trust Ainge Postecoglou. I hope we're not putting any players in positions like we did last season and the season before that and the season before that, where they just push their bodies to a point where they're actually it's hurting themselves more than benefiting us. And I don't want to see that for Destiny. He's too young. He's too bright. His future is too uncapped. I mean, he's such a talent. I think he is a game changer. I felt like we were going to win, but now I feel even better. It's just one of those, you just feel better. You know that he's there. So that's how I feel about Destiny being. I hope it's true. I hope the reports are true, because if don't shoot me down now, but my hopes are flying high.
Well, he done his ligaments, didn't he? And they're usually a few weeks. So you have 8 days from the Palace game, and then he didn't play that. So 4 days before that. So he's in. I'd say he's in on the cusp of just about being fit. I would say there's probably a magic injection there somewhere to maybe see him through the game. I just hope, like you, Jacob, it doesn't have sort of any knock-on consequences. Ash, we're very, very confident on the panel. A lot of people very, very confident in the chat, and a lot of Spurs fans very, very confident all week, I must say, which I do like to see. It's a good change. Is there a fear that maybe we're overconfident, that Chelsea, like on their day, they do got talent in their squad that they can produce?
Well, I think that's the whole reason why some people are a bit more reserved, because let's face it, against the top teams, they have turned up. And we consider ourselves a top team. So Liverpool, the first game, albeit the first game, they gave them problems. Liverpool came out the blocks, but then they found themselves back into the game, and then ended up in a draw. We saw what happened with Arsenal as well. Arsenal thought they were going to turn them over. The fans were so confident. They kind of like dismissed the game almost, went to Stamford Bridge and came away just about with a draw, because let's face it, Chelsea should have beaten them. They were very lucky to get away with a point in that game. So we come to Spurs, and now we're in a situation where they could frustrate us, I reckon, within the first 20 minutes if we don't get that early goal. And I did speak about Chelsea being a high press team, being quite central and trying to win those balls back early, high up in that midfield area. And I know Spurs like to play really compact as well. And against Palace for the first 45 minutes, in my opinion, it was quite frustrating to see when we weren't kind of dissecting that team open like we normally do. And so we do have that in us, where at times we don't blow teams away, but we get the job done. So I think that's the concern, where some of the Spurs fans might be like, look, on paper, Chelsea, let's not get it twisted. They have got some players. They've got Enzo Fernandez. They've got Casado.
He is starting. I just got the thing from SofaScore. It confirmed he is starting. Destiny is starting.
Nice.
Cool.
And Brennan Johnson is starting. So you were right. Whoever your source is, Dave, they are correct. I like your source. I like your sources. That's nice.
I don't have any, Jacob. I don't have any. Just quickly, I'll let Ash Matty continue on with his talking point. But I am going to bow out. I do have to head off and set up my own stuff. Just quickly, TJ Lewis, happy birthday. He says it's his birthday in the comments. He wants a big win today. Happy birthday, my man. It was my birthday over the weekend as well. So hopefully you have a great time.
November babies.
Yeah, we are. We're all November babies.
Yeah, November 1st. Yeah, show some love.
Yeah, a lot of us November babies. Hopefully we all can get the birthday present we've been wanting with a big victory against Chelsea. The boys will continue on with what Ash was saying, the super chat, and then also bring up the lineups. So they'll have a good discussion. If you want to see any more of me, put my link in the chat on the Irish Hotspur. And, once all the match day content is done and dusted, get over and check me out. Boys, enjoy it, and hopefully we fucking do them today. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go.
Come on.
Let's
Big
go.
up, Dave.
Big up, Dave, man.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
so are you able to pull up the lineup there? I've got the starting lineup pulled up.
All right. Oh, look at that. Did you do that?
Yeah.
You're a clever boy. Hey, hang on. I've just got a super chat here. I'll just bring this up a bit before we get cracking on. Clifton Laws, yeah. $2. Come on, you Spurs, all the way from Virginia, USA. I see it's a worldwide web of Spurs goodness. Good on you, Clifton.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start this off. Look, Ash, for me, Vicario, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Veen, and then Udogie is obviously the biggest relief for me. I feel a lot better with him being, we've mended the heart. And I feel like Bissouma, Sarr, Madison, I like to see that. Some people said maybe Bentancur will get the start. I didn't think that I want to rush him back either. I think he got, 4, 5, 6 minutes in the last match. I like to see him get a cheeky little 15 today, if I'm honest. So for me, I love this lineup. Brennan Johnson starting on the left. I think I don't really care right or left. The type of winger he is the type of winger I need. I'm tired of these wingers that are just strong. They don't really stretch the pitch. They don't really offer a threat vertically for the back line. So for me, I'm through the roof. I think this is going to shore up my prediction, and I'm actually going to take a goal away from Chelsea because I think with this, we're going to just dominate the ball. We're going to dominate the ball. They're going to look to press us on the counter, and hey, maybe they'll get some chances. I'm sure they will. We've shown on average, I think every single match this season in the Premier League, we have at least 2 to 3 times given the opposition a chance in front of our own net in a precarious area with the ball and said, hey, can you finish your dinner? Now, it just depends. Is Chelsea going to be able to finish their dinner? I was taking a look at their lineup a little bit too. But honestly, Ash, do you want to tell me what you think about the starting 11 so far? And then I'll read the very small fine print, which is the substitutes. You're on mute, by the way.
Sorry, yeah, Vicario has been the best save percentage keeper in the league. He's been confident, being one of our best signings, in my opinion, as well. And he's what adds the actual solidity to the defense. Him talking, him commanding, telling them where to be. And also that actual back line. I think the back line is super athletic. One thing I want to mention. So they're all able, agile, and fast. I think even Romero is quicker than most people realize. Porro gets back quite a bit as well. So I think defensively, we've got nothing to worry about. Not nothing to worry about, but just getting back and into that position, I think we're very strong. On the actual half turn, I think all of them can do it. Even Romero, on his day, he can even turn on in the half turn and he can do bits. He can dribble, he can bring it out from the back. And I can say that about the whole back line. Moving forwards, just onto Bissouma, Sarr, Madison, I need a special performance from my boy Bissy because it's him versus Caicedo, master versus apprentice. I think Caicedo is the baby boy and Bissy is the boss. You know what I'm saying? So I think you get a special performance from him. I want to see him running with the ball, being dribbling, being direct, being confident. And I think that could be like almost like the third man that they never expected to turn up. And I think we can actually break them down. If Bissouma is going to be on this game, then we're going to cause them all sorts of problems. Sarr's going to be doing what Sarr does, up and down, box to box, helping out, being a defensive mid at times, being a fullback at times, being a winger at times. And he just adds that defensive solidity that we all need in the team. Kulu, we know about Kulu's abilities. I just want to see him hit the back of the net just for his own confidence. Son is like one of the most clinical strikers in the league at the moment. And now you already heard me talk about Johnson. What more can I say? On the bench, from what I can see, I won't talk too much.
I'll read it out for you real quick. Fraser Forrester, Emerson Royale, Eric Dyer. Sorry, let me clear my throat there. Eric Dyer, if you didn't hear me. Yep, I did say that. Højbjerg, Oliver Skip, Bentancur, Lo Celso, Richarlison, and Brian Hill make it on the bench. So Richarlison, Hill, they look like our attacking options, our midfield options. Højbjerg, Skip, Bentancur, and Lo Celso. And Royale and Dyer are 2 defenders that we got on the bench. So honestly, for me, not too surprising to see on the bench. I guess hey, you want Eric Dyer to feel like he's still a part of the squad. That's fine. Ashley Phillips has been playing with the U21s. I have been seeing him getting games with the academy, so I'm actually okay with a lot of what I'm seeing there. So for me, the bench is as strong as it really can be. I don't know outside of Perisic and Solomon where it could be stronger, unless we were really pulling something out of the academy. But Paul, for you, when you see this 11, obviously Brendan Johnson coming in starting for Richarlison, Bissouma, I believe he's still on a caution if I'm not mistaken. But or does it reset? Someone may be able to tell me better. But how do you feel when you see this 11? Does that make you just that much more confident? I know you already said you were confident when you heard Udogie was coming in, but now we got Udogie, we got Brendan Johnson. How are you thinking?
I just get more and more excited. Little tweaks here and there, and yeah, Johnson up front and Udogie back in, and I think Ange. I know you're saying about the Tottenham medical staff, but hopefully we're past the days when Alan Sugar would push out Darren Anderton on crutches and say, "Hey, go out and play, you muppet."
Well,
I think
it was
Ange.
just last year that Son played with an injury. That's why.
Yeah, and you see, like Ange has been taking Son off and Madison off for 60, 65 minutes, and the result is okay. We get Son for 90 minutes against Crystal Palace now. I think Ange. It's not just that I think he cares about the welfare of the players, as we saw when he took Romero off for a concussion head knock, but I think he's playing the long game. It's like if I want to win this title this season, I've got to make sure that the players are available for as many minutes as possible, and that might mean that you're not playing them 90 minutes. And people might be saying, "Oh, why'd you take them off? We could have won that game or whatever." Now, with Son already, we're seeing the results. He's getting fitter. So I don't think Udogie would be on the pitch unless Ange thought he was ready to go, because he knows that Udogie is too important, especially, coming up games away at Wolves. Then, we got Man City before long. He wants them for those games as well. I think Ange is on top of it, man. I mean, look at that lineup. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The subs are looking all right as well. I don't know why Valise isn't there. I don't know what's going on there, but even the bench, there's enough. There's starting to be enough there where you can see, okay, they're players that maybe can cause a bit of problems later on, or at least see a game out. Look, there are a couple of glaring exceptions to that, but I mean, that first team is just so exciting to me. I'm stoked, man. Can't wait for the whistle to go.
I'm very excited too. We are less than an hour away from kickoff, y'all, and there's over 1,000 of y'all here at We Are Tottenham TV. So real quick, if you all want to do a favor for Ben and Sim and the boys for bringing you the grade A content all week long, hit that like. It looks like this. It costs absolutely nothing, and it helps the channel out tremendously. So go ahead and hit that like one time. And I want everyone to spam their score predictions, because we got about, 23, 22 minutes left in the show, and I want to try and see what the general consensus is. What is the vibe tonight in the chat? How are we feeling about this match? Honestly, I don't want to give our score predictions away just yet. I want us to look at Chelsea's lineup, and there's a cheeky little thing that they did. Speaking of cheeky little thing, Chang, big up Chang every single time. Chang, a big supporter of all the channels here, says, hi, Hotspur Hippie, Jacob and Ash from Asia, 3 a.m. Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope it is as good as it can be with the dub, with love, and I hope you're feeling blessed. Thank you for the super chat to the channel. Very much appreciated. I see this, the chat is popping off with the score predictions. I love to see that, y'all. And while you're getting them score predictions in, make sure to hit a like. Again, absolutely free, costs nothing, and it helps the channel grow. So why not help the boys grow on over here? But look, I'm going to go ahead and share this next screen, but don't be alarmed by the photo you're going to be faced with as soon as it does switch. There he is. That's the photo they chose to go with for their starting 11. They went with a freshly shaven Maurizio Pochettino. He's got the suit on, boys. Look, I know this may be trivial, but I predicted he was going to be wearing the dark suit today. His return to the lane, he's going to be dressed for a funeral. You know what I mean? So look, I'm not ashamed. But is it shameful? First off, oh, they just refreshed. Hang on, there it goes. First of all, is it shameful to put Pochettino as their starting 11 face, number one, Ash? And then number two, when you see this lineup, what stands off of the page and says that could be a potential threat to us?
I think the main thing is they're trying to soften the fans' hearts to make it less intimidating, so that maybe the fans will clap them, or maybe the fans will like be warm, and then that would help the Chelsea players come out. That's all tactics. It's all mind tricks. Don't get twisted. We're going to war. It's us versus them. They need to forget that out of his head. As soon as that whistle's blown, us fans, we need to be in the stadium. We need to be on them. We need to be that third man, or the 12th man, sorry. And we need to be making that noise loud and clear and intimidating. The player that I kind of looked at was James. He's the captain, in fact. Captain James. Because I'm seeing a battle between James and maybe your doggy, fresh off the surgery table. So it'll be interesting to see what Reece James does, how bullish he is in getting forward, how he hugs that touchline, and if maybe your doggy can silence him, keep him quiet, because that'll be a little key battle going up and down on that side of the pitch.
No, that's a very good point. And I was actually looking here. No Mikhailo Mudryk getting the start's actually going to be Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, and Palmer there in their attacking three. So, Paul, for you, I mean, I know the answer to this, but for the over 1,000 people in the chat, let them know, what do you think about this starting three? Are you threatened by them at all?
Well, there's nothing particularly scary there, is there? I mean, remember, this is a team that's 13th in the league. They can't score goals for toffee. So, I mean, what, Palmer, Sterling, Jackson against Romero and Van der Ven? Are they having a laugh? You know, when it comes down to it, Chelsea's natural style of football is like boring five at the back, pragmatic stuff. And Pochettino is trying to go against the grain of that Chelsea way. It's like when Conte and Mourinho came to Spurs. Good managers, but it just isn't Tottenham. So, you know, Pochettino can try all this, and all the Chelsea fans are just going to be going, what's all this passing about again, passing the ball about? I don't get it. That ain't football. Football's just hanging around being bored. So it ain't going to work. This might be the last picture of Pochettino standing next to a Chelsea lineup, because I think we're going to send them fucking packing, mate.
I absolutely love it. Look, I apologize, but I do not have the administrative power at this juncture to pull up any of the comments, but I have been running through them. I see every single one of you. And first and foremost, I hope you're feeling blessed and too blessed to be stressed on this day. But big up everybody for getting your score predictions in. Look, I've seen a lot of 3-1s. I think in my little quick calculation of counting all the chat, I've seen majority 3-1s. I saw a 15-0, 2 zeros, 3 nils, 4-1. I saw some 2-1s, some 1-1s. Look, I think a lot of people here feel like this is a match where we can really get after it. And when I look at this side, honestly, personally, Reece James, who's been kind of 50-50 all season as far as his fitness goes, he does get the captaincy at their right back. Thiago Silva, old man Winter is coming to town, and I ain't talking Chris Kringle. Disasi, I'm not even going to go there. This isn't my channel, but you can't spell Disasi without Aussie. And Colwell, look, this guy, I want Kulusevski to bully this man. I want him, because I guess that he would be playing their left back, because Cucurella is on the bench. So that's Levi Colwell is their left back. I think that's a spot where we got to go after this guy. He's been talking a little bit, so maybe let's meet him. Let's see if his mouth matches what his body can do. Go ahead, Paul.
You know, you sounded a bit like Eric Dyer there in that video. Oh, well, I don't have the administrative ability to bring up the comments. You know, you're passive aggressive. Yeah, all right, I'll pull my finger out. There's your comments. There we go. Happy?
Big up, Paul from the Hotspur Hippie. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel as well. It is in the title of this video. And I'm Jacob with United Spurs of America. My title is
my channel's not in the title.
Yeah, see, here he goes. I knew it. There he goes. Love it, Paul. Oh my goodness. Back to Paul. Love Paul, the Hotspur Hippie. It's 5:30 a.m. where he's at, I think. It's quite early, and it's 3 a.m. out there for Chang. So y'all be careful. What time is it for you, Paul?
It's 6:15 at the moment in the morning, so this is not a bad time for a kick-off, except I was doing the build-up on the Irish Hotspur, which started at 3 a.m. But hey, well, you know, it's game day. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, it's game day. I always say the first 24 hours or the 24 hours leading up to the kickoff for me is when the blood really starts flowing. So seeing the lineup, seeing it all happening, I can't wait to see what the scenes are. I've been seeing what y'all are saying in the chat as well, and I see some of y'all are also at the match as we speak. Don't know if you can hear me because I hope it's very loud, and I hope everyone's having a really good time right now. But first of all, stay safe and just be loud and proud for the boys first and foremost, because we got to go get this dub. Y'all are the 12th man, and let's have it right. So that's going to do it there for the lineups. Paul, if you don't mind taking that off. But one last look there so we don't just have the lasting image of Pochettino and Chelsea's lineup. I guess I could do that. I can look at that. Boom. Look, I don't have the administrative powers for the comments, but I could just stop sharing the screen. How about that? Look, we got 15 minutes left in the show. I've seen a lot of what y'all are saying in the chat. 6:15 for George Carderas. Land Dormers 23:15. In America, we don't use that military time if you ain't in the military, so I don't know what that is. But sounds late, if I'm not mistaken. 3-1 from France. Man of the match prediction, lads. Shall we do a little... I mean, we should do our score predictions first, surely, but don't call me Shirley before we do a man of the match prediction. But Ash, let me go ahead and start with you. How do you see this thing shaking out? Why? Who's scoring the goals? And what is your final goal score prediction, my friend?
I think the left-hand side is key, but I'm so excited to see the boys again. Man like Madders, I think he's going to cause a madness. He's going to drop into midfield. Sometimes he's going to be high up. He's probably going to get on the end of something. He's probably going to score. For a score prediction, my heart says 3-0.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
4-0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
4-0, my heart says. But
Ooh.
my brain is like, come on.
Yeah.
We have smashing teams. It's Chelsea. Show them some respect. They're going to try a thing. They're going to try frustrate us. So 2-0. Conservative. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Man of the match will be... it's a tough one. Who's going to be man of the match? I can't really call it.
Maybe answering another question would help you answer that question, because who's scoring these goals for you in the 3-0?
You know what? It could come from anyone at any given time.
Isn't that the beautiful part about it? We create goals all over the pitch. It's not individual brilliance, it's team brilliance.
This is it. And I'm so surprised that Brennan Johnson hasn't scored yet. So I'm thinking Brennan is due a debut goal at no other place than Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Guys, get ready, brace yourselves.
Bro, they've already said they already said Johnson gives Dele Alli vibes. If he hits a brace, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
Listen. It's the pump up for a reason. We're here to get energy. We're here to get pumped up. I'm excited. I'm here for it, guys. If you don't want to do that and you don't like it in the comments, because I know some people say, guys, you're too excited. Well, what always happens before pump up, we get excited and then we end up winning. So now what?
It's tradition at this point.
It's tradition. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going for a brace for Brennan.
Ooh.
And Romero. Even Romero might just comment deuce on a header. Oh! No one saw it coming. Set piece. But yeah, I think Madison's going to get involved somehow, some way, because that's what he likes to do. He just likes to get on the ball and make things happen. And I think he's going to teach man like Palmer. Yeah, he's going to be showing Palmer how to do things, and Palmer's going to be nothing but palming off. I'm sorry. Yeah, but Matters, he's going to come with a crazy flow. And he's going to disrupt their whole team.
Did you just say Palmer is going to be on his hands and his palms looking like Ice Spice out there after we get him twisted, turned around?
I didn't stutter.
Oh, hey, he said I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. I love that. Man, I love the energy. Honestly, keep it coming. Paul, I'm going to go to you next. Look, I need to know what you think. Man of the match. Well, not man of the match. You can answer that last, but... How do you see this going? Who's scoring the goals and why?
The closer I get to kickoff and each consecutive pump up I do, I just get more pumped up. I suppose that's the job of it, isn't it? So if I'm not getting pumped up, there's no bugger out in internet nutterland that's going to get pumped up. So I was going 4-0 earlier, but you know what, man? I like what Ash is saying about a brace of Brennan Johnson. It's got almost an inevitability about it. I love it. So I'm gonna have to go 5-0. Look, okay, I'm getting carried away, but it's all right. I'm not playing. I'm not a staff member of Tottenham Hotspur. I can do what I bloody want. I'm just in a couch in Sydney. And I've seen this with Ange teams before, man. when they get going, they absolutely smash teams. You know, in Celtic, he had a 9-0 result, a couple of 7-0, 6-0s. We ain't even firing yet, like you've both been saying. Yeah, our front three haven't got that fluidity yet, that second nature. And even without that, they're so bloody good that we're winning. We're winning. So a brace for Brennan Johnson, man. I love the sound of that. I'm going 5-0, man of the match. I mean, it's so nice to be able to just, have to think about it. Last year it's, Harry Kane or Son. That's it. That's the two, really, wouldn't it? You know what? I'm for some reason I'm just gonna go bloody Romero, man. Romero. I think he's just gonna give him a little message. Welcome White Hart Lane, and then they'll disappear. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Hey,
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, could you put a bit of cream on my calf where my World Cup trophy is tattooed? That's what I want a bit of. So, yeah, come on the boys, man. I think it's going to be a great game. Chelsea ain't scary. They're nothing. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs.
I'm not gonna lie. I came in here with much more modest expectations, but like a pump up is supposed to do, I got blood flowing all through my body. And isn't it great to be alive on this Monday afternoon here in El Paso, Texas? First of all, everybody keep hitting that like, keep telling me who's scoring goals, keep telling us in the chat what the final score will be for you. Look, the both of you have been talking so nicely. Look, you said that Ash, you meant like I can only talk about my emotions, and then my brain comes in and tells me how to feel on that. I always say I am like a yin and a yang. I have half of me that's just emotions, pure bias and adrenaline and just passion for the club, and the other half is somewhat logical, reasonable, etc., etc. But I'm here to tell you, we're winning the whole thing today. We're taking all 3 points. And I was thinking it was going to be close, but since Destiny Ugoti's starting, since Brennan Johnson's getting the start, this ain't even going to be close. I think we're going to go out there. We're going to dominate the ball first and foremost. I think we're going to bring everything to them. Yes, they will have a few chances. I do predict Chelsea to score at least 1 goal. I had them scoring 2 yesterday, but I see them at least scoring 1. We're going to present them 2 to 3 chances this match. I know it for a fact. We will present at least 2 to 3 chances for them to score. They will get 1 of them, and they're going to think that they're up to something. But like Tottenham Hotspur always does under Ange Postecoglou, we're going to show mentality. We're going to show resiliency, and we're going to come back and we're going to get this dub. I'm going with, I was going to say 3-1, but y'all got me feeling 4-1 right now. You got me feeling 4-1, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm feeling 4-1 right now. Again, like I said, we're going to afford them chances. Unfortunately, we're not going to keep the clean sheet. That's going to be the worst part of our day. And if that's the worst part of our day, I take it. But look, I think Brennan Johnson, y'all got me. I'm in the Brennan Johnson hype train right now. It is happening. Get on board or get out the way, because we are moving, baby. We are going. I don't know about a brace, but he's at least going to contribute to a brace amount of goals with an assist and a goal or 2 assists, something. Johnson's going to be on fire today. Look, his second start, his first start, think about it, was versus who? Arsenal. His second start versus who? Chelsea. Let's go. We are throwing him into the pool and said, come on, Michael Phelps. We know you got it in you. So let's see it. Let's see what he can do. I'm hoping he contributes at least 2 goals to the 4. And then the other 2, I'm saying Son gets a brace. I feel Heung-min Son, Heung-min Dad. He heard Pochettino talking nicely to him, and he's going to say, oh, you were talking nicely, but then you said, at the end of the day, I hope it's a very, what did he say? I hope it's a very ugly game for him. I hope he has a very, I can't even remember the correct terminology he used, but Pochettino did not wish Son well. And when you don't wish Son well, when you poke the bear before it's time to wake up from hibernation, what's going to happen? You are now lunch. And Sonny will be eating Pochettino. I'm just saying this, yep, yum. I'm saying at least a brace from Heung-min Son. I expect him to be on fire. James Maddison will be pulling all the strings. I think he's going to have a slew of assists. I'm expecting a hat trick of assists. This man, look, I know some people are going to be wearing hats, but I know this may be an American thing. Why don't we throw all the hats on the pitch when we get the hat trick? When Son got the hat trick, I'm throwing my hat onto the pitch. Is that just not allowed in the UK? Ash, tell me, because I want Son to know I'd give you my hat, sir, because hats off for you.
It's a bit
I've got a spare. There you go.
I'll be taking that off of the game. That hat's kind of wavy. I kind of like that hat. I don't
No, that purple one was kind of nice. No, throw it my way for real.
I ain't
gonna lie.
I'll take that right now. But I mean, I don't mind setting trends. If we can set trends, and that's a new thing that we start doing, and that's a Spurs thing, and that's the Tottenham way. After each win, we just throw our hats after each win. Then, like, may that start. Let that start rolling, because I think that'd be big.
What do you think, Ash, about the thought that look, I know we always and I'm pulling away from the match. I'm thinking bigger picture here just for a quick second. There's been a lot of talk about the fact of 5 to 6 different positions, an injury there, and we look a lot different. And I think that each time we go without one of those key pieces to this puzzle, we are facing a new test. I thought today may be another chance to face a new test. Last week versus Palace, we faced a test. We had no Destiny. And then the match before that, we had no Basuma. But what we did do in both of those matches is still secure the win. May not have been in the best fashion, but we did secure the win. Now we don't have that. We don't have, oh, we're missing one of the big pieces to this puzzle. So surely we got to go out there and we got to dominate and show why we belong back at the top of the league and why they belong in 13th.
I personally think if we do blow away Chelsea, the rest of the league are worried. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Right now, we're still considered as Spurs. They're not really rating us. Even Neville came out and was like, no. I mean, they're doing well, but they're not in the title run and whatnot. Let us dismantle Chelsea.
Oh, it's luck, Ash. You just got lucky. That's all it is.
Literally. And I'm here for it. Listen, I don't mind. Anytime, look, I'm not even like talking up Spurs that much, but let us punish Chelsea and you'll see a different me. You know what I'm saying? I've got my lid on.
Hey, there's a lot of content creators that I've worked with that are big content creators for their own respective clubs. And I sent one of them a voice note. I said, you better hope we don't go out there and put the work on Chelsea. Because I woke up like, are we going to put that work on them today? Or are we going to take it easy and just get a modest win? Like, what are we going to do? Is it going to be a Burnley or is it going to be a Fulham? You know,
it doesn't matter. Regardless, if we still are getting the W and we're not playing exceptionally well, and we still got another level to perform at,
bro, exactly. And that's what I'm hearing about these rivals too. Is wait till Liverpool start clicking, wait till Arsenal start clicking, wait till everyone starts clicking, wait till we start clicking. Is what I've been saying, because like Paul and I talk about all the time, on air, off air. We are not the best version of ourselves yet. Give us 3 more windows and just wait. You better hope we don't win anything in the next between now and the next 3 windows, because I will be absolutely shameless everywhere I go.
They're talking about Aston Villa more than us. How about that? They're rating Villa more than Spurs.
And you can't play 11 games. So we've played over half the teams in the league, and we've only dropped 4 points out of that. You can't do that by luck. But you know what? I love it. I love it that after every game where I've had a ball watching us kick the ball around, the first reaction of usually commentators and pundits is to say what the other team did wrong. They lost because ... They're not saying, wow, Tottenham look good. We're under the radar, man, under the radar. And, most years in the Premier League, it's not a close thing. There's one team that is the last man standing that gets those games away against the shitty teams, that wins against the big clubs. And so far, the only team that's doing that this year is Tottenham Hotspur. By far the greatest team the world has ever seen. Everyone else is slipping away. It could be the case that this thing isn't even close come May or June next year. So I'm confident, man. I'm confident. Keep writing us off. You know what you're talking about.
I love it, Paul. Absolutely. Look, yesterday, the past 9 days, 10 days leading up to this, I was being a calm, cool, collected individual. Brian Hill says 3-0. I love for the good guys, and we all know who that is. Look, I just can't see Son not scoring today. This is his old manager, a guy whom really he blossomed under. He became the son we all know and love to this day under this manager. So if I can say one good thing about the ugly bastard for the other side is thank you for help nurturing the beautiful flower that is my Heung-min Son. Because honestly, I love him so much, and I know for a fact he is up for this. This is those matches where he is up for it. And I don't care about yesteryear. I don't care about last year, 2 years ago. Look, we beat them last year, but that's neither here nor there. The year before that, they probably beat us. And then the year before that, we knocked them out the Carabao Cup with Eric Dyer in the shitter. So, look, I'm just saying, when it comes to this match, throw form out the window. What gives you that extra percent? Levi Colwill talking out his head is 1. Son playing his old manager is 2. I'm just saying, there's a lot of reasons to be extremely excited. I don't think it's braggadocious at all to believe that we're going to go out there and dominate this. I expect us to have majority of the ball for majority of the match. But look, that's going to do it here for the pre-match pump-up on We Are Tottenham TV. I hope every single person in this chat right now, before you leave, hits that like button, okay? It's absolutely free. It costs nothing. And then after you do that, what else is free and costs nothing? Click the title for Irish Hotspur. Go subscribe to Dave and the Irish Hotspur. Go subscribe to Hotspur Hippie. He's also in the title. And if you want to go above and beyond just an easy click, you can find me on United Spurs America. You can find Ashmatic at
Of course,
Southview Coys.
I'm not in the title.
I'm not in the title. That's correct. Hey, that is neither here nor there. But what is here is in 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes, we kick off, folks. So get your popcorn ready, whatever you need. For me, it's the middle of the day, so I'm about to sit down. I already have my coffee. I'm in a great state of mind. I hope you are too. But until next time, folks, we will see you right here. Stay tuned at the We Are Tottenham TV because they have the watch along here. No need to go anywhere. Just stick around, wait about another 20 minutes, and then say hello to the folks that are hosting that. But until next time, folks, my name's Jacob, again, with United Spurs America. I appreciate y'all, every single one of you. But until next time, up the lads. And come on, you Spurs. Of course.